Hello and welcome back to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. This week's episode, it's the end of the year, so naturally we're talking about how I'm going to supportively and lovingly, compassionately recommend that you, if this is you, stop saying new year, new me. And we're going to go over why. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast, where we will explore how a simplified practice of fasting can positively influence your entire body, mind, and lifestyle, helping you live a long, healthy, and meaningful life. Hi, I'm Vicky, and I'm your passionate fasting support coach. With fasting as a lifestyle tool, I've shed over 200 pounds and kept it off without any surgery, diet fads, or gimmicks, and I am confident you can also achieve all your goals with this powerful lifestyle tool. If you're ready to tap into history's oldest healing modality for yourself, I encourage you to check out my services at thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com. I appreciate you for joining me on this week's episode, and I look forward to sharing some valuable fasting support with you after this short ad break. Thank you.
This podcast is supported by MIDI Health. Are you in midlife, feeling dismissed, unheard, or just plain tired of the old healthcare system? You're not alone. For too long, women's serious midlife health issues have been trivialized, ignored, and met with a just deal with it attitude. Many of us have been made to feel ashamed or forgotten. In fact, even today, 75% of women seeking care for menopause and perimenopause issues are left entirely untreated. But here's the powerful truth. It's time for a change. It's time for MIDI. MIDI is not just a healthcare provider. It's a women's telehealth clinic founded and supported by world-class leaders in women's health. What sets MIDI apart? We are the only women's telehealth brand covered by major insurance companies, making high-quality, expert care accessible and affordable for all women everywhere. Our clinicians provide one-on-one, face-to-face consultations where they truly listen to your unique needs. We offer a full range of holistic, data-driven solutions, from hormonal therapies and weight loss protocols to lifestyle coaching and preventive health guidance. This isn't a one-size-fits-all care. This is care uniquely tailored for you. At MIDI, you will join our patients who feel seen, heard, and prioritized. You will find that our mission is clear: to help all women thrive in midlife, giving them access to the health care they deserve. Because we believe midlife isn't the middle at all. It's just the beginning of your second act. Ready to feel your best and write your second act script? Visit joinmidi.com today to book your personalized, insurance-covered virtual visit. That's joinmidi.com. MIDI, the care women deserve.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
All right, so as many of us and myself will definitely attest to being there and being that person, throughout the years before coming into fasting, I definitely was one of those people that was of the mindset of like, all right, new year, new me, and thinking that you had to do that total overhaul approach of who you were before, what you did before, what your life looked like before, and these drastic night and day, black and white, full 180 kind of changes. And if you've listened to any of my other podcast episodes before, you know that I do not advocate for that full, stark, full steam kind of overhaul approach where you're making these drastic changes in your life. Instead, I want you to just think about a couple things. So the first thing I want you to think about and remember supportively is that throughout this journey, there's going to be a switch, a flip kind of feeling, a realization really that happens where you have the deep understanding an appreciation of, wow, it's such a weird way to kind of describe it, but the best way I can kind of describe it is a feeling of like, wow, okay, this weight loss, I'm saying this with finger quotes, this weight loss journey is so much more meaningful than I thought it was. You kind of have this aha light bulb sort of moment where you're like, wow, my intentions, because this was me, my intentions coming into this journey, of course, were to get to a smaller size, of course, to get to a healthier size, weight, so on and so forth, external kind of static reason that we think and feel that we have to measure up, or doctor says you have to lose weight, or you look and feel a certain way and you're like, oh, I need to, shed excess 20, 30, 40, 50 or more pounds. And you think it's just this detached sort of arduous process that you have to shove and hurl yourself into to make these changes, and that overhauls are necessary. You got to, wipe the cabinets of all the foods that you like, clear the fridge from the foods that you love, and make these drastic overhaul changes in order to be successful. And the opposite couldn't be more true. I feel like this detachment that we have in our mind, if we allow it, it's there. This approach wants to let you reconnect with what it means to have this human experience. And what I mean by that is, if you understand the core components, the goals, the way that fasting works, why it's such a powerful tool, you have so much respect for what potential lies ahead for you. Do you know what potential lies ahead for you? I bet you may have like a little glimmer, and you may think, oh, I think it could look like this, or I think I could achieve this. But then we have the doubt come in of, oh, it has to look like this, or society says this, or family says this, or doctors say this. That's hard to detach from. Believe me, I know. I've been there. One of the many struggles that I've experienced being overweight, and I was overweight and morbid, classified by the doctor's office that letter of Damocles, it was morbidly obese. I would go to the checkout. I would go to the oh my gosh, when you are done with the doctor's appointment and you have the paper and you give it to the receptionist and she checks you out of your appointment. Big, bold, in caps, morbidly obese. So I know, and I remember talking about all these physiological factors of why you need to make these changes. And of course the doctor has the best intentions, and oh, you should get to a lower weight because your BMI is too high, you're at risk for this. Well, no, excuse me, this might be a little bit of a profane episode, so we're gonna go with it. Sorry, doc, no shit, of course, if you're obese, morbidly obese like I was, of course you're at a higher risk for all this stuff. We know this, but is it something that takes precedence in our mind to establish making these changes in our lives? Not until we're faced with the hard decision, or we're thrust into some kind of diagnosis or circumstance where we have to. It comes to a life or death sort of thing. I think, and I passionately feel, if we allow this understanding of, I'm going to take my health by the reins, so to speak. I'm going to take the steps necessary to make these improvements in my health that will affect my well-being, that will affect my longevity consequently. Now I imagine it as a series, a set of dominoes, that when you improve, how often you're eating, boom, that affects this other thing, and boom, that affects this other thing. And this domino effect, it doesn't stop for the rest of your life. And I mean that in the most freaking positive way possible. Just wait. This is if I can express right out the gate here, I'm feeling really intense, camping, so I apologize, maybe not. But this is one of the most profound and impactful things that I've discovered for myself on this journey, is how much fasting will drastically affect the rest of your life if you let it. But knowing and being okay with who you are when you start your journey. So this new me, new year, new me kind of mentality, it's something that we're bought and sold to by weight loss product companies, programs, gimmicks, fads, quick fixes. Excuse me again, that's bullshit. That's all crap garbage that somebody's trying to make a buck off of you. They're discrediting the true power and capability that your body holds, this multi-million-dollar vessel that your soul resides in and gets to reside as long as it can last. And that's your job, is to take care of this beautiful vessel that you get to live in. So those thoughts and feelings of, I got to overhaul everything. Oh, I indulged and went overboard for Christmas, which is fine, by the way. Like, we can talk another episode about how you can have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. If we allow this sense of, okay, I'm going to detach from thinking that I have to do full hard overhauls come the new year after the holidays. Detach from that in steps and in ways that excite you, in ways that you know that are going to benefit you, future you, long term. And some little tidbits and ways that you can do that, I've talked about in my fasting support club, by the way. So if you're interested in getting more nuts and bolts of pieces of what these actionable tasks and things look like, this is a shameless plug because business owner, solopreneur, I think is the term for it, thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com. Click the link on there and it'll bring you to where you can sign up to join my fasting support club. I'd love to have you there. But those thoughts and feelings that come onto us, mostly by media, advertising, and people trying to make a buck off of you from some kind of quick fix products, don't have your best intentions. They don't know your story, your life experiences, your highs, lows, your individuality, and what makes your approach uniquely you. And that's like, I love fasting so much because it's such a general, adaptable, flexible, malleable sort of tool that can adjust, almost like a Swiss Army knife sort of tool that can be implemented to improve your health. Like, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. And it's one of those things, like, when you see and experience it for yourself, you don't doubt it, you don't discredit, and you take it very passionately and very seriously. So coming into the new year and having this thought and feeling of like, okay, I want to try this approach, I want to implement it again, I want to really give it another go. If you've been struggling in the past or maybe felt like your previous attempt with fasting wasn't as successful as you thought it might be, the first thing I'm going to suggest, lovingly of course, is to think about where your mindset's at. If you feel like that overhaul mentality, like we were just talking about, if that's you, the first thing I'm going to have you think about is, how can I get excited about this? There's something in this journey that excites you. And you have to, I can't tell you what that is. You have to figure out what that is to yourself. And, coincidentally, that is what I like to talk about as my 3 pillars of success for your fasting journey. And one of them is a reason why. Like, why are you doing this to begin with? And it can't just be some shallow, superficial reason of like, I want to get to size 1, 2, 3 digits or whatever. You have to dig deep. You have to really think about, why are you doing this? What is the reason? Does it mean you want to live longer? Okay, dig deeper than that. Why? What does it mean for you to be able to live longer? Does that mean you can be there for your children, for your grandchildren, for your family, doing what you love? Maybe you like going on trips, going on adventures. Maybe you have passions and hobbies in your life that provide income benefits to, multiple levels in your life. What does that look like to you? What does it look like to you? Let yourself get weird and kind of imagine seeing yourself 30 days from now, 60 days, maybe 6 months, and seeing how you could feel a year from now and what that life would look like. And just for additional context, I never saw or imagined in my mind that I would be down over 200 pounds in 2 years on this lifestyle, and being able to maintain it now into year 7? Like, I'm in year 7 now of fasting every single day, in some form. To me, I allowed this sense of openness to unfold on my journey. And like I said with those dominoes, when you have one domino fall, that metaphorical domino fall, and you feel any kind of success or change effect in your life as a result of what you've been able to do in your fasting journey. And again, this could even be like after a week, after 2 weeks, you notice some profound change that isn't directly tied to X amount of pounds, reduced from the previous time that you weighed yourself. Those deeper lessons and connections that we make can cause profound ripples internally that will echo out and reverberate for the rest of your life, Like, they will affect so much, and other people will notice them too. Other people will definitely notice the changes that you make in your life as a result of this, if you're consistent. And consistency, to be honest, also, like, consistency is really hard. I've also talked about this topic before, and we can do another, deep dive on this additionally. But if you're making fasting and just even a baseline level of fasting, you're non-negotiable in each and every single day, you're going to be successful. Making this really, really compassionate passion part of who you are as your routine, that you are someone that values and respects how powerful this lifestyle tool is. And you allow this sense of open welcomeness. I don't know if welcomeness is a word, but you allow this sense of come what may sort of thoughts and feelings, so long as you're showing up and putting in the efforts, letting yourself stay open and receptive to what changes can manifest for you internally, externally, behaviorally, in your thoughts, emotions, and what that looks like. And whenever you notice any kind of change, my hope for you is that you're documenting them in some way. Write them down. Don't feel guilty. Like, take ownership. This is like, whoa, a factor. Almost like you're doing an unofficial study on yourself, and you're like, ooh, this is a note. This is an effect from what has been happening. And to be fair, I remember when I was in the stages of figuring out what my fasting routine was going to look like in the beginning, I remember thinking it felt like that because I had been on YouTube and different platforms doing my own research, thinking that it had to be keto. It had to be this type of food. I had to make sure I was doing the physical activity. I had to make sure. And then something came over me. Maybe it was spiritual intervention. I'll never know. But something came over me where I just had the knowing that keep it simple. Keep it simple. There's so much power in this tool. Your body knows. Your body remembers what to do if the conditions are right. You've got to set the conditions right. Simplify as much as possible. Okay, for me, what does that look like? For me, that meant I'm going to keep myself away from things in the kitchen. I'm going to remove myself from opportunities of mindless snacking. I'm going to make sure I'm prepared to have my morning beverages. I'm prepared to make sure if my kids were home for the weekend that, during the school week was easy because I didn't have them around me. But during the weekend, did I have lunches set up ahead of time for them? Did I have food in mind of what they were going to eat for breakfast, for lunch, so that I wasn't going to binge or go overboard or break my fast unintentionally early? Yeah. Was it perfect? No. To be fair and honest too, as we were talking about food, I remember there were many times during the beginning of my journey where a lot of it was rip and dump stuff. And by rip and dump, I mean, I'm very picky with like the quality of my food now. It wasn't so much towards the beginning, but my way of eating, I don't eat meat or dairy. So if you remember or know of those, the meat replacement, the plant-based meat alternatives brand Gardein had these kind of pasta with plant-based meat inside. And I would get those profusely. I would get them so often, especially for those in Florida and in the Southeast, know about Publix and their buy one, get ones. Like when the brand Gardein went buy one, get one, I stocked the freezer. Like we're talking $300 worth of Gardein products to fill the freezer outside. And that was something that I did not feel bad about at all. And I knew if so long as I was stocked up in that respect, I was good. I was comfortable. And there was plenty of options, like with the pasta meals, there were little breakfast pockets, and I don't even think they do those options for food anymore. But to me, if I found ways to simplify my preparation, my time spent in the kitchen by having things in mind ahead of time, that was the most opportune, that was my best course for success. That was my best course for success. And if that meant getting foods for the kids' breakfast ahead of time, great, I did it. That meant prepping the kids' lunches ahead of time, great. The more simplified of an approach I could set up for myself, to me, that meant the more successful that I was going to be. So I think if we come into this lifestyle with a sense of excitement, with a sense of, I can't wait to experience what new sensations, I can't wait to experience my taste buds change and shift, because y'all, your taste buds are going to change more than you probably realize. I used to be very much a sweets person, and I prefer savory so much more now. Like I can't even do that much sweet things in one time because I'll get a headache and I just feel gross. Like I can't stomach it. To me, if we allow this sense of open and willingness to the changes and modifications that happen in our food choices, the changes in our thoughts and the way that we see parts of our life, like the way that you feel when you wake up in the morning, and not just in a physical sense, like, do you feel great? Do you have a sense of lightness and ease and happiness when you wake up in the morning? Y'all, you should be taking inventory on that. So all these changes can and absolutely will happen for you, so long as you're consistent, so long as you allow yourself to remain open, to remain excited, remain willing to learn what you can about this process that happens and will happen naturally, readily, inside your body, so long as you're showing up for yourself each and every single day. Even if it's the bare minimum, all you can do is like a week 16-8, like I say week, not like 7 days a week, but just like a half-assed effort sort of thing. If all you can do is muster in just like even a 14-15 hour fast, you did it. You did it. Take happiness and ownership and pride in that accomplishment of itself. Please, please remember that. The more you can allow and have this sense of willingness for these changes to happen for you on your journey, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be an after before you know it. Because I'm sure you've heard, time flies when you're having fun. If you can find any sort of creative way to make this a fun and enjoyable experience, find ways to get excited about it. You are optimizing your life in more ways than you probably realize at this moment. But when you realize them, take inventory of them, because they're powerful and they will be worth more than any amount of money could even put a number onto. You're going to have so much appreciation and respect for this very powerful lifestyle tool, so long as you're consistent, so long as you're there, present-minded, each and every single day in why you are doing this. Remember that. Remember why you are doing this. Remember how wildly capable you are, and let yourself get excited, be open and willing to feel, understand, and experience all these profound changes that will absolutely happen for you in your life, so long as you're consistent. Okay? So remove the feeling and thought belief that it has to be new year, new me, hey girl. We're done with overhauling, hard overhauls. We're going to be coming in with a compassionate, patient, and respectful approach, because I believe in you. Even if you don't, you can do this. And if you need support, I'm here, I care, and I know with every fiber, cell in my being, you can be successful. And I'm ready, my hands out, let's go. TheFastingFocusedLifestyle.com has links and resources where you can join the Fasting Support Club. I'm compiling a bit more resources to continue to pour into that group, including opportunities where folks can have complimentary consults once a month, have freebies, giveaways, and so much more. I'm really excited, and just like with my fasting journey, slow progress is what is going to take you the long haul to be an after for the rest of your life. Because again, you can do this. I believe in you, even if you don't. I'm going to give you a big virtual hug, and I want to thank you. I hope you have a very happy holidays, and I appreciate you so very much. And I want the best of health and wellness for every single person, because I know you can have it. It's there. Future you is one decision away. If all you can do is bring attention to implementing one change, and I say change with a bit of self-empathy and understanding, I'm doing this because I'm making future me proud. Make future you proud. They already are. They already are so proud. Even in the most mundane small steps that you make for yourself, there's a lot of pride there. So continue to step into meeting your future self, okay? Big virtual hug for you. Oh, so happy to be here. Take care of yourself, and we'll hang out again next time. Again, if you need additional support, thefastingfocusedlifestyle.com. If you're in that group, get ready. There's going to be a lot of additional things coming down the pipeline. Take care, stay warm, and stay hydrated. Bye. The Fasting Focused Lifestyle Podcast. Copyright 2025. The information given within this podcast is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your doctor before starting any weight loss method. Thank you.